Hi everyone, this is Mickey here. Today I want to talk to you about organizing your clear stamps. You know, recently on the message board we were all talking about how many of us are collectors of clear stamps, but we are not users of them. And it got me to thinking, why aren't we using them? And I have to think it's because we don't have them properly organized. And just about a year ago, I discovered a wonderful system by Jennifer McGuire, and I want to share that with you and some of the things that I changed up and how I was able to create my own system by the recommendations that she had. Some of the problems that I had was I couldn't find some of the pocket pages that she was able to get at her local office supply stores and stuff, so I had to create my own. But first of all, I used to keep my stamps in a box like this. Is this how you're keeping yours? This really isn't a good system, and before long, the more that we collect them, you'll outgrow these types of boxes, and it's a really poor system. But what she uses is 3-ring binders, and this is a wonderful system. I really like it the way that she does it. She does it by manufacturers, and I realize that she has to do it that way because she's a designer and she designs for all these different companies, and that's probably a better way for her to store it. But for me, I'm an average scrapbooker, and I like to think of things by categories. For instance, if I want to have journaling block on my scrapbooking page, which I use a lot of those, then I want to have a category that has all my journaling blocks. I don't want to have to go through 3 different manufacturers and 3 different albums to look at all the different journaling blocks. So that's how I did it. And here are some of the categories that I came up with. Animals, flowers, background stamps, and swirls. And in this album, which is my largest one, I have all of my letters, my words, and my journaling blocks. And in this last one, I have seasonal stamps and then birthday stamps. Now, underneath my seasonal, I have all 4 seasons. And then, like for a holiday stamp, for instance, Christmas would fall underneath winter and Halloween would fall underneath fall. Okay, so I took all of my stamps and I laid them out and I tried to put them in all these different categories. But the problem that I was having is I have stamps of many different sizes. So I couldn't find the pocket pages for them. And as you can see, I have one here that is a 6x8. This one is a 5x7. This is 4x4. And this one is a 3x2. I couldn't find those pocket pages. So when I went to Walmart, I was able to find these pocket pages, and you can find these in the back by the Photo Lab, and they're really inexpensive. I was able to get 10 of these for $2. All right, and these hold 3 4x6s, and this one holds 2 5x7s. And they were great, and they worked out for a lot of my stamps, but even the 5x7 wasn't holding my 6x8, so I had to come up with another plan. And what I did for a while, which was a really poor system, I just put them in page protectors like this. I didn't even put cardstock or anything in there. And what was happening was I had a lot of stamps that were settling at the bottom of my binder, and that wasn't working out very well. So I bit the bullet. I went back to Walmart, and I was able to find these really thick presentation sheets. And they're pocket pages, but they're heavy weighted, so they can withstand some sewing. So what I did was I stuck white cardstock in here, and then I custom made my own pocket pages. And here's an example of one that I did. This one right here is one that will fall underneath my seasonal category, and it would be my winter ones because this is some Christmas stamps. But as you can see though, look how many stamps I got on here. I got 4 pocket pages down here and 3 on top. And whatever I make on the front, I could turn around and use on the back side too. So this will hold tons of stamps. So let me show you how I created my own custom pocket pages. Okay, some of the things that you're going to need to create these pocket pages is a Sharpie, a light Sharpie pen, a clear ruler, an X-Acto knife, some white cheap cardstock, and then of course the heavy weighted presentation pocket pages. Okay, and you know, I didn't even tell you that I was able to get a pack of 25 for $6.50, so that's pretty cheap. All right, what you do is you just stick this cardstock into your presentation paper, and then I go and I get all of my stamps and I try to figure out which ones will go together. And let's pretend all of these are letter stamps. And I lay them out on my 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper. And I think, okay, that will work. That will house all 3 of those. Then I take a light colored, as I said, light colored Sharpie. And the reason why I use light color is because I did it with black and it just shows up way too much. And so I just make little tick marks on where I'm going to put my lines. And so I know exactly where I need to draw lines, because I want to have a line here and a line here. I'm going to have 2 pockets here and 1 large one here. I remove these, and then I just use my grid mat along with my ruler. And the reason why I do this, I draw my own line, is because I am terrible when it comes to sewing straight lines on my sewing machine. So it's really helpful when you use a grid mat like this. So I draw a line here, and then I line this one up, and I draw another line here. So now I've got an easy way that I've marked my paper to go sew it on the sewing machine, and I'm going to take it over there and show you how I sewed it. Okay, for time's sake, I'm going to speed this up, and one little trick I like to give you is that I do a lot of back stitching on this, just so I don't have to tie off my seams. I just go a 1/2 inch and then back, just back it up. And if you notice too, the lines here really help me to get straight stitches. So that's why I say use a light colored marker, because then it kind of disappears into the thread. And now I'm going to take it to the table and show you how I cut out the pocket. So now that was quick and easy with the sewing, and now I have, I bring it over here, and I need to make my pocket pages. And what I do is I just take my X-Acto knife along with my ruler. Again, I use my ruler because I'm really bad when it comes to drawing straight lines, and I don't want to go into my stitch seams. So I come over here, and with light pressure, I just mark out the line, and I go about a 1/16 of an inch below my stitched line to create a pocket page. So I have one here, I flip it over, and I do the same thing on the back side, and I create another pocket page right here. So now I have my pocket pages, and look how quick and easy I can slip in my stamps. And it is very organized, and I have created my own custom pocket pages. Now let me show you some of the other pocket pages that I have created with this system. Okay, here's a great example of one that I can show you here. This one holds 2 of the autumn leaves stamps. Now autumn leaf stamps measure 6 by 8, and of course you know that this is only 11 inches, and 2 of these would be 12 inches. So what I did was, when I created this one, and it's a good tip for you, make the top one 6 inches and the bottom one 5 inches. The reason being is, if you split this in half, this stamp would stick way out, and it would stick out of your binder. So I'd rather have this one flush, and then this bottom one here will overlap just a little bit, but you can still see your stamp. So that's another pocket page that I create, and a good tip for you. And I could have more on the back side. Okay, now we have a 4 pocket page. I have 2 pockets at the bottom, and I'm warning you here not to cut through your stitching line right there. I may go back and reinforce this with some tape or some glue just so it doesn't unravel. And here are 2 Inky Dinky Doo stamps, and I just have a seam right down the middle. American Craft will work in these as well. Get more stamps on the back. Now I'm going to show you the inside of my my binder, and I want you to notice that I do have tabs in here, or dividers, and I make them bright colored. These are my letters, my words, and my journaling blocks. Now as I flip through here, notice all the white spaces. Those are empty places where I can put more stamps, and look how many images I'm able to flip through in less than 1 minute. This is a great system, very visual. You're able to see all of your stamps. Also, when you're using this and putting it on the shelf, whatever, look how sturdy it is. It stands up very well. It's a great system. I hope you try it. I hope you enjoy this tutorial on how to get your stamps organized, and that you'll go out and organize all of your clear stamps so that you can start using them on your scrapbook pages and your core cards more often. So thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.